All right, all right. Training update. It has once again been a hot minute because once again I've been traveling like a crazy person. So, catch up on where we left off last time. I think I recorded the video shortly before I was scheduled to do my long tempo run, and that had kind of been the bane of my existence in training so far. Like, really hadn't had a successful one at all. And I'd been hitting my paces on most of my other key workouts. I'd been doing my recovery workouts. I'd been getting my mileage. I'd been kind of checking all of the other boxes except for that. Well, I finally checked that box. So this would have been May 12th. I did my run in the morning, and I did 12 and a half miles in an hour, 29 minutes, 35 seconds for an average pace of 7:10. But the really key part of that is that that includes my warm up and my cool down. So I did a 10-mile tempo set in there, and that 10-mile tempo set I did in an hour and 8 minutes at an average pace of 6:48, which is exactly where I want to be. That's exactly the pace I need to hold to hit my goal time. And my average heart rate throughout that was 155, which is, sustainable for me. So this was a huge win for me. I needed this run to go well. It did go well, and I'm very, very happy with that. Following that, I left for Berlin, Germany for a trade show. And so the challenge really there was, am I going to be able to get in all my runs? Am I going to be able to get in quality runs? Because trade shows are extremely long days. You're on your feet, you're walking around a lot, and it's just a long day. You're there the entire day, so it's not like I can get a run in on my lunch break or something like that. You have to either get it in early in the morning or later at night when you're already tired. So it's not ideal, but I was able to do it. And I, held my paces again for my quality workouts in spite of being pretty tired from traveling, from being jet lagged. And the week of training went pretty well. So I think I missed a run. I missed a recovery run, I think, on that Friday because I was flying back from Germany. So, I really didn't have time to get it in or didn't have an opportunity. Now, not I feel like I'm saying this a lot lately because I've missed a couple of recovery runs now, and it's not ideal, right? The recovery runs are important. They're conditioning my legs to be able to run when tired. They're working a different part of of my fitness. You know, utilizing different fuel. I think you're able to burn more fat when you're at a lower heart rate versus carbs when you're at a higher heart rate. So it's an important piece, and I don't like missing these runs, but I'm not missing many of them, and I feel like when I'm missing them, it's for a good reason. For example, this week immediately after going to Berlin, I had to go back to getting on the road and go to Austin, Texas, and still got in my workout, still did my thing, but my ankle had been bothering me, and I skipped a scheduled run yesterday because A, my ankle hurts, and B, I had to travel again. So I was flying, didn't really have time. But I feel like those are really the only times I'm missing runs is when there's a relatively good reason for it. So, at any rate, what training I got in, we already covered the long tempo run. Yes, got that done. I'm gonna go very fast over the other stuff. Had a couple quality sessions in Berlin that went well. I did my 5-minute intervals and 5 by tempo miles. Times were pretty good. I mean, I was running in a very wooded park, so I'm not totally confident that the GPS times were accurate on that. But I was, for the most part, where I needed to be, like within some margin of error. Got back, did my 20-mile run in just under an 8-minute mile. Again, kind of right where I want to be. And then went immediately to Austin, got in some training runs, got in my 5-minute interval run, went very well. I was supposed to do 400s yesterday. Obviously, I wasn't able to do that because I was traveling. My ankle hurt. So I was planning to do a recovery run today and the 400s yesterday. What I'm going to end up doing is trying to get the 400s in today now, which the weather is not cooperating at all. We've got thunderstorms. It's very, very windy. But it is what it is. I'm going to try to get it done anyway. Don't really want to miss those key workouts if I don't absolutely have to. So I'm going to try to knock that out. And then scheduled day off tomorrow. I'm going to take that even though I already took a day off this week to let my ankle hopefully recover a little bit. So I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to, maybe I'll get in a short recovery run if I really feel ambitious, but I have another tempo run scheduled for Sunday, or another long tempo run scheduled for Sunday. So I really want to hit that. To me, those key longer runs at marathon pace are super important if I'm going to be able to sustain that kind of pace over the course of a marathon. So I really want to be ready to execute on that on Sunday. We'll see if I end up trying to get in some recovery miles after my run today, but I'm not planning on it. So at any rate, kind of a quick video in spite of the fact that I haven't really done one of these in a while, but I don't know how much it's worth diving into super great detail on these when they're not fresh in my mind. And there really wasn't much to highlight from this week in Austin because it was all treadmill miles because it was like 95 degrees and humid there. So I just wasn't. I'm not ready for that kind of weather. It's highly, highly, highly unlikely I'm going to have to deal with that on race day. So, I just did them on a treadmill. So that brings us up to speed. I don't have a trip planned next week, which is wonderful. I'm coming up on my taper. So really just kind of the last couple of weeks here that I've really got to keep my game face on. Got to push through them. The training's definitely getting long. I'm definitely getting ready to be done mentally and spiritually ready to be done with the hardest training block. So just got to push through these last few quality workouts, hopefully sustain my health because the ankle's bothering me, my hamstrings are bothering me, stuff's beginning to add up. I really feel like I could use some time to recover and let my body heal. But I don't want to skip any of these key workouts, and I really want to try to get these last few weeks of big effort in according to plan or as close to plan as possible. So that brings us up to speed. That's it. Later.